Hello everybody, how you doing? First off, I want to say thank you to everybody. I put a little video out the other day asking if anyone had access to plans for Adirondack chairs, and I received a lot of great responses and a lot of great plans or links to plans for Adirondack chairs. And something occurred to me later on that night. I was going through answering all the comments and checking out the plans, and it hit me. When I built my deck a few years back, and this has been maybe 7 years ago, 8 years ago, we wanted some Adirondack chairs for the deck. So I bought a plan for Adirondack chairs, and I had it out in my garage. I've got underneath of my table there, I've got all kinds of magazines and plans and stuff. So I got to looking and I found it, and luckily it was a plan that my wife and I had discussed before. She really likes the plan, so I'm excited about that. The issue is she saw these blue polyvinyl chloride chairs. They're made of PVC, 5/8 by 6-inch boards. And I've been looking those up online, and they are like anywhere from 40 to 50 bucks a board, an 8-foot board. So that's just not gonna happen. So we're trying to figure out what we wanna do. I'm hoping she decides to go cedar. We could get unfinished wood and put an outdoor paint on it if she wants blue, or we could go with something like cedar and leave it natural with just maybe a urethane finish to give it, just to kind of make it look nice. And I'm just waiting for her to decide what she wants to do. The plans are super simple. And then I'm just gonna buy a 1/4-inch piece of ply, and I'll cut the plan out after I have it enlarged at the Kinko's or the photocopy place. I'll cut a plan out, and I'll just use a router and with one of those bits with a bearing on it, and I'll just run it around the plan and cut them out real quick. So it shouldn't be bad, but that's kind of where I'm at on that. But I want to thank everybody for that and kind of let you know where that stood. I will share on this channel with you what I make, but I'm not going to do a video on it. Show you guys something here. This is my dust deputy. This happened today. My kids were going to clean their car, but there was a chance of rain today. So I went ahead and told my wife to go ahead and take the kids' car to work today and just leave her car home, because her car is clean on the exterior. It just needed the interior clean. And the kids were out vacuuming the car, and this happened. And I think all it is the dampness, the humidity in the air has saturated the cardboard, because it didn't take much and it just imploded. So I am on the look for another bin for my dust deputy. And when I find one, I'm just going to leave this sit here, and I'll do a video on that, because I get asked all the time how it's held up. And until today, it's held up really well. I want to show you guys what else I'm working on. You might remember I bought this in a batch of stuff for like $20, and I just got the whole thing hanging from the ceiling. I'm gone ahead and got it mounted up there, and what I need to do is set my cyclone on top of it, up on top of the loft here, and it's going to expel down through this pipe. And then what I'm probably going to do is push the pipe back that way, and so that it comes down at a gradual, maybe a 45, and then it'll drop into the bin, which will be down below. I'll just move all this junk out of the way, and I'll put the bin right there. So that's what I'm working on today. What I have found out is the inlet to my dust collector, my cyclone, I thought it was 4-inch, and I've got a bunch of 4-inch flex hose that I was just going to temporarily use until I could plumb something more solid in. It's not. It's more like a 5-inch. So basically, none of the flex hose works. So I'm gonna have the expel set up, but I'm not gonna have anything going into it. So I'm gonna have to work on gathering some stuff for that. But I need to get this set up, because as I start to work on these Adirondack chairs, I'll be using the saw quite a bit, the router quite a bit, and I would like to use the dust collector to kind of help keep that down in the shop. And if anybody's worried, that pipe looks like it's ribbed on the outside. It's funny. It's ribbed on the outside, but it's smooth on the inside. So the dirt should, of course, it may lay in the pipe a little bit, but it should move down the pipe without a whole lot of trouble and end up in the barrel. So we'll see how it works. I'll keep you guys posted. I wanted to show you guys something. This is the top of that green hose. This part normally hooks to the vacuum for this is a leaf vacuum is what this setup came from. But I was able to just basically, it was a lot of work because I can't really stand up straight up here. I only have a little over 4 feet. But I lifted this up and set it into there, and the cyclone goes down to about that far above the floor inside of this, and it actually fits super tight. So that's going to work out really great. You can see the end of my cyclone. That's 6-inch, And then I have this piece here, which takes it down to what looks like about 5 inches. So I'm going to take this down with me. That just, goes onto there with a couple of screws, and see if I can find some hose that I can use to go on out down to my saw. But man, I couldn't be more happy about that. All I want to do now is go back and make sure this thing is level, and we'll be ready to start using it before long. I had to get a little creative down here at the bin. Now this is obviously not the way it's going to set. I was just experimenting, but I've got this 6-inch rubber adapter here, and I've got it bolted onto the bottom, or strapped onto the bottom. I need to raise this strap up and strap it onto the pipe, or onto the hose, but I just want to make sure it would fit, and that ought to give enough of a hold, just for garbage to drop into it. And I've gone ahead and fired up the dust collector just to make sure, that it doesn't suck the bag back up into the hose or anything. And it did, and everything looks good. So I think this is going to work great for just dropping the refuse down into this bin, and then this bin can just be taken to the trash and dumped. So I'm pretty excited about it. I need to work now on that back corner over there. That router table, if you'll notice, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. That is all of my stuff for my kitless pins, all of my special drill bits. I've got blanks over there. All that is just parts and pieces. So I've got to find something to do with all of that so that I can clear that corner out, because I want this drum to set right there where that table is. So we're gonna do some creative rearranging in the shop. I've got this mocked up, and I don't think I'm happy with it. And I'll tell you why. I'm thinking about just dropping it straight down and leaving the bin right there, because that opens up that whole area. This just kills that whole wall. And if I drop straight down, I'm thinking maybe I could put a bench or something right there with some shelving behind it to put some of that junk on to get it up off of my router table. Let me show you what it looks like with the bin straight down below the dust collector. And here it is with the straight drop. And essentially what that does is that opens up this whole area right here. I mean, I could come back here. You could essentially put a bench here, maybe do away with this thing and put like a bench. This could actually just go through the bench or in front of the bench. It could be maybe, I don't know, you're looking right there. What is that? Maybe 14, 16 inches off the wall. And I'm say bench, more like a shelf to put stuff. And I'd be able to get back in this corner, and perhaps I can have the shelf go across this way to where the router table will just slide under it. So I still can use that for, my router table is accessible when I want to use it, because I'm hoping to use it more in the near future. But right now you can see it's just a shelf. So if I put like L-shaped shelves, I think that's going to be, let me back out of here. I got to watch where I'm walking. There's stuff everywhere. I'm thinking that's going to be better. It just makes more sense to me. And, I think I can better utilize the space. So just plans are kind of changing as we go, but I like this, man. That fits really nice up there, and I'm excited about getting this dust collector going. It's been a long time coming, I know, but we'll get there. And no video on this. I'm just working in the shop. It's boring as heck, so I'll just keep you guys posted on this channel if that's okay. All right, I'll let you know what happens next. I like it, guys. I really like it. This is perfect. And without the slant, I think it's more likely to put the debris in the drum. The cool thing is I only paid $20 for that hose, and there's enough of a piece left that if I want to change my mind and go back to the corner, look at the length of this piece. It's way longer than it needs to be.